an October Red. We're in the building. You know where it is. How you doing today?
Good evening, good evening. I'm all right, man. Bit sore, but I'm good. Glad to be here. Danny, it's just us two tonight. It's like I was saying, it's like the old days when it was just you and I to start off with in the beginning on our IG lives. What fight was it that we was talking about? Let's take a trip down memory lane. Was it Anthony Joshua? Use it one? Was it Use
Uh,
it one? Or was it before that?
might have been before that, you know.
I know it was ages ago and I was walking around in Asda
Yeah, he was in the supermarket.
trying to look inconspicuous.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh, let me just jump on this live quick.
yeah. But we're here. So let's see. Quick shout out Philip Ansar and Virtuoso in the building. Good to see you guys. Whilst everyone's jumping in the room, make sure you and Grant Lomas now. Make sure everyone you hit that like button and hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. I know you three are, so yeah, we know you guys are locked in. So thank you for the continuous support. Um, so yeah, let's get into this. So not much boxing going on this week, obviously, apart from stateside, but there has
Mm,
been a lot of news dropping here and there throughout the week. Um, I think it's only right we start off with Mr. Jake Paul, MVP, with the signing of multiple women, but
yeah.
with most notably Ellie Scotney has joined MVP and Alicia Baumgardner. Well, Alicia Baumgardner, yeah, we already know, but Ellie Scotney and amongst some others as well have joined.
Elizabeth Ashoba. Shout out to Elizabeth, Nigerian queen
Yes, as we was talking about her last fight,
at
whilst it
York
was
Hall.
no,
Oh, no, it was in Gloucester, wasn't it?
yeah, Gloucester for the
It looked like York Hall, but it wasn't.
it looked small. Well, it looked yeah, it looked no, it looked bigger than York Hall, but I don't know that I've never been to that venue before. But so
Mm,
that was it. Yeah, so that was a good fight. She won on points. We was obviously talking, corresponding in the chat with some others in there. So shout out Elizabeth Ashoba. Um, what other fighters? Oh, shout out Base in the building.
yeah.
He's
We
gonna
miss
be
you, Base.
yes because
I
you
don't know
got
where the hell Maestro is.
yeah, because sometimes I have those brain freezes, and you're very good to have those names and information right on the tab. So if I am freezing, yeah, be sure to quickly jump in the chat and help
Mm.
us out. So yeah. So yeah, what do you think of that new stable? I saw there was a video where they were doing the not like us and Alicia's doing the proper like
Love
and
it.
and the rest of them are doing their shadow boxing. So yeah, let us know what do you think of that?
Alicia Baumgardner is magical as a person. I've met her, I spoke to her several occasions. I like her attitude, I like her aura, I like everything about her, and I'm super gassed that she's been signed by Jake Paul. We've always said that he's doing bits. We were always praising what he's done for Amanda Serrano, how he turned her in, for, almost like from this tomboy to this beautiful woman that's also a dangerous fighter. Alicia is already that girl. And I just think the marketing and the promotional work that he's going to do with her, because she's extremely marketable anyway, I think it would just be easy for Alicia to settle in. Do you know what I mean? Base, I don't know why it's not streaming through your channel. I'm going to put my hands up, Base. I don't know. Because you know me, when I start fiddling with things, I end up deleting stuff. It should be. Let's have a look across the top. I can see Fight Fan. Your YouTube's on there, but I don't know. Base, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gassed about Alicia. Gassed about all of them, to be fair. But Danny, you're on mute. I think it's good. Ellie Scotney, I've got to ask, is she still training with Shane McGuigan?
Yes, she is. Yes. Yeah, base. I'm not sure what happened because it shows you're live on Instagram. But yeah, Ellie Scotney, Eddie Hearn said that they had first rights and refusals on Ellie's next fight, and that
Okay.
MVP
Yeah.
said, "Can you match this offer?" He said, "No, I can't." I spoke to Ellie's uncle today, Jim, at the Lynn AC amateur boxing show today, and they
Yeah.
said that this is going to set her up for life. This is, it's going to make her a millionaire. So he's happy for her at this deal. So yeah, and also Eddie couldn't provide WBC. He couldn't get her the WBC shot unification. Jake Paul's managed to get her that. So
Mm.
yeah, so he's over. This guy obviously is able to pull strings that Matchroom couldn't for Ellie. And sometimes, even if you are the best promoter, they might not be the necessarily the best fit for you. Same like a trainer. Someone might be a star trainer, able to work with all the name brand people, but then you go there and things just don't quite work out for you. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm glad for Ellie Ross. Ramla Ali, she
Oh
was out
yeah,
of
Ramla
contract.
Ali as well. Yeah.
She was out of contract, so she's moved over. Alicia Baumgardner was out of contract and she was able to move over. So yeah, it seems like a very good niche market that Jake Paul has managed to roster up and get going here. So yeah, real good stuff by the looks of it.
Yeah. I think it'll be all right for them. And Base has joined. Come on, Base. Base is cussing that it's not on his YouTube channel, even though I can see that it is. But let's see if he comes through. You there, Base?
Yeah,
Or
so
is he might be just fiddling with the admin behind the scenes because obviously Base is on vacation. Maestro has just landed, he said, back in New York City because obviously he was at the fight last night, which we're going to discuss, Boots versus Stanionis. So he won't be there with us tonight. So you've got what I will like to say is probably the originals, which is Danny and myself. Um, but yeah, I think MVP are doing good things. I'm one of these that's keeping my eye on Netflix in boxing to see what else they take up. There's lots of stuff going on. I mean, I've called it the recipe because things have obviously picked up stateside. Eddie Hearn's always worked really hard on really pushing for the fights, signing American fighters, and that seems to be paying off now as well. He's spending a lot of time over there. He's been traveling all over the place, but obviously Boots. Jaron Ennis put on his performance last night, and to be fair, Danny, I know we're skipping topics, but I wasn't sure about Ennis. I
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah, I know you wasn't. Let us
Um,
know why.
Go on.
No, I'm saying you let us know why you wasn't sure about it.
Because of his last performances, because of his hesitancy around the weights, because he was set 1 minute he was saying this, the next minute he was saying something else, and I got to put my hands up. Even though Stanionis, it wasn't the most active fighter, I know who Stanionis is, and he put on an amazing performance last night. And that is the fight I did watch. I didn't watch the whole card, so you can jump into the rest of the card if you want. But that is definitely the fight that I watched. And I was impressed by how comfortable he was in there, how he was able to fight on the back foot. He was breaking down Stanionis on the back foot. He
Mm.
wasn't defending to like just keep him off. He was breaking him down on the back foot. Now that is
Mm.
something that I don't see often. And he was getting comfortable. He was able to navigate around the ring, comfortable on the ropes, ring generalship high, and then he just broke him down and obviously forced him to retire.
Yeah,
So I'm a fan. I am literally. I wasn't. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. But yesterday after that, amazing. Breaking someone down on the back foot. Let that sink in.
yeah, shout out to Jerome Boots Ennis. I was always high on him. As the next one coming through. I saw him years ago, and obviously him being a descendant from Jamaica as well.
Oh, is
Oh,
Jamaican descent?
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, he's Jamaican as well. So yeah, always got Philly fighter. I love the way
Hmm.
that Eddie Hearn is promoting him. He's got him down in Atlantic City. That last time out, he had him at the Wells Fargo last time out,
Yeah.
and then Broadwalk Hall in Atlantic City. This time in New Jersey. You had Shakur Stevenson there. You had Ray Ford there. Ray Savage, Ray Ford there. He was also on the card.
Mm.
And yeah, the first round, it was good from Ennis, but I don't know. Sometimes I do get a
His
bit worried.
defense.
Yeah, because he takes shots so clean.
Yeah, he did.
Um, and Stanionis, he was landing some good shots, some decent right hands, some decent
Yeah,
hooks there, which was snapping the head back. But guess what? When you're in a live fight, these
and
things
it
are going
was.
to happen. You're going to
Yeah,
get hit. You ain't just going to walk over people just left, right, and centre. But as you said, he was landing the body shots, investing early because in the weigh-in, I noticed that Stanionis' midsection, he looked very
meaty,
full and meaty and hydrated, whereas Boots did look a bit more
shredded.
dehydrated. Yeah,
Mm.
he looked a bit more. I know he oiled himself up, but you can see if he took the oil off, he'd have looked more dry. So he did that
Fair
as
enough.
sort of as a ruse, and I believe that the weigh-in that we did see was a ceremonial one.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm not sure how long Boots is going to be able to make this weight for, but it's good that he has won this title because he's now the first welterweight of this new batch
yeah.
who have actually beaten a champion for a belt because all of them was emailed. All four of them were emailed.
Ooh.
Um, Jaron Ennis was emailed. Stanionis was emailed. What's his name? Mario Barrios was emailed.
Did not know that. Okay, you
And
educated me on the lower
yeah,
weights again.
yeah, the wait, they was all emailed. So this is the first fight that someone has actually won against a champion. So that's why I believe the Ring Magazine was on the line, which now makes Jaron Ennis the lineal welterweight champion. The
Hmm.
last one being obviously Terence Crawford.
Yeah,
So this stands him in good stead. Hence, I know you was asking the question last night: does he defend or
that's
unify
the
again,
question.
or move up? I don't know because now he's not well, yeah, sort of cemented himself as the lineal champion, being the only
Yeah.
man to beat an actual world champion at this weight division.
Hmm.
He can claim that, yeah, I've cemented myself as the man right now, or he can move up. There's obviously other guys like Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah, that
uh,
name was mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, at 154. There's a couple of other guys, Sebastian Fundora, the Tower Inferno.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, there's Tim Tszyu,
Yep.
Keith Keith one time Furman, even though we know he's
Yeah,
going to be
him
locked
come back again, innit? Mm.
Yeah, and he looked good.
Mm.
There's options for him. What would you like to see Jerron do? Because I know you posed a bit.
I'd like to see him probably stay at the weight. I know you were saying he was dry, potentially quite dry, but I'd just like to see him stay at the weight, just to see if he can collect some more and then move on. Because we heard the talk about him supposed to be moving up, him not being good at the weight. We heard all of that. I still hear it ringing in my ears. But he looked okay and he performed quite well. So I think he should stay where he is for a bit, collect some more, and then move up. Can you imagine him with Conor Ben
Oh, well,
at 147?
yeah, that wouldn't. I don't think that would bode too well for Connor. Um, yeah, I think Jerron Ennis is a bit too seasoned, too
Mm.
much upper upper echelon
Yeah,
experience dealing with upper tier type opponents, and he's been more active as Connor has been inactive due to what we already know why.
it's just the weight. It's just the weight. And I remember him calling out Stanionis. I remember him speaking about Barrios. I remember, kind of saying all of these names. So, I just thought, oh, Jerron Ennis, how would that go?
Yeah, so yeah, we've got well, Brian Norman is at welterweight as well. So yeah, he was another one who was emailed as well, I believe. So yeah, it's here. It's Brian Norman, Mario Barrios, and Jerron Ennis now because Stanionis has been beaten. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'd like to see Jerron Ennis fight in another unification. I'd
Yep.
like to see him get the undisputed, just because I think he's that good and he can go through the weights afterwards. But depending
Yeah.
how long Eddie can get these turnarounds on, it will depend how many of these
Hmm.
jumps and if he can do it in time. But it was a
Yeah,
very impressive performance. Good body shots to, as you said, break Stadionis down on the back foot.
on the back
And
foot, man. That was sweet.
and did you see Stanionis and his team that they was gonna pull him at
They
half
were
that round?
whispering in his ears. They like grabbed hold of him. I saw. Obviously, I don't know what they're saying because of the language barrier. But there was one point in the corner. I think it was the round before, 2 rounds before, when he was shaking his head. They were either saying, "Are you all right?" or "Do you want us to put whatever it was?" But it was a definite like shaking of head. But at the time when obviously they pulled the plug, they were like they grabbed him round his like almost like hugged him and were like giving him that reassuring convo saying, "This is me, I'm not psychic," but I'm thinking that they were saying, "Bro, you don't really need to carry on with this, it's too much."
Mm.
That's the kind of the body language, but I don't know what was said because obviously I don't speak the native language.
No, I heard the coach. He was like, "I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it.
Oh, he did say
Don't
that.
worry, don't worry. I'm gonna call it." So it's like,
Don't
but the way
worry,
he
don't
said,
worry.
yeah, but but the way he said it is like, "Don't worry. Um, I'm gonna call it for you. Like, don't say basically don't say nothing right now on the camera. I'm gonna pull it
Okay,
for you."
so that's why he
But
was whispering to him then. I thought they're
yeah, but
speaking the wrong language.
I could hear the guy on the thing because
Base,
the
I was
guy,
watching it in my bed at funny o'clock in the morning, so
yeah. No, yeah, that guy did speak English. So
did
he
he?
said,
Okay.
I'm gonna call it for you. Don't worry, I'm gonna call it for you. So and then Stanionis just sat there. It's basically
That's what
the
I'm
way the
saying.
way the coach said it is like, don't say nothing, I'm gonna call it for you so you won't
So
lose
you
any
don't
face.
look bad.
Yeah, you won't lose face. And that's why there was
Mhm.
no complaints. There weren't no, give me another round. He just sat there and thought, yeah, cool. So yeah. But I was surprised because yeah, he got dropped by a body shot, but it wasn't like he was getting an hellacious beating and he was fighting back. But hey, mate, you don't know what he's feeling
Mm.
in there. Them
His
punches,
face was splattered.
yeah, because his nose and his mouth started getting really bloody.
Yeah.
So it was obviously hurting a lot. What was
Mm.
happening? So under, understandably, he 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 couldn't take no more, and there you have it. Jaron Ennis, Eddie Hearn saying there's a new star being
He
born.
Do you think he looked like extremely happy, like relieved happy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
he needs the new players because
Yeah.
we we've got to be honest now. Anthony Joshua, there ain't many more miles on the clock for him. You
Nope.
know, so you got to find where the new star is, your new pay per view star, not necessarily charging us over here, but you got to
Mm.
charge somebody. So he's got to start finding a way to charge the Americans for somebody, and
Yeah,
Jerron
fair
Ennis
enough.
will be that guy.
Mm.
I know Base was saying that one of Jerron Ennis's corner team looked like my big son Harlem, but I think Jerron Ennis he looks like that actor out
Oh,
of
is that what he meant by he said Harlem? I was thinking, because I ain't obviously I'm half asleep.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
But to me, he looks like that actor. What's his name now? One second.
while
Uh,
you're doing that, Bass has just jumped in and said he didn't want to have to spend time in hospital. He wanted to make sure he could get back to his pregnant wife before she gave birth. So
okay.
yeah, valid.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like Leon Robinson to me, who, funny enough, is also Jamaican, so it makes sense.
Okay.
He's in that film. He's in Cool Runnings. He's in Five
Okay.
Heartbeats. Yeah, you know the actor if you see him. But yeah, Geronis looks like him. But yeah, he's got the star talent. He's got the flair. You know, his dad's a great talker.
Yeah, he is.
Probably, so that helps. Um, so yeah, I look forward to more of it. I saw the only other one I saw because I was working that night. So the only one I did see when I managed to finish was Ray Ford, but
How did he get on?
that was 100 to 90. That was just a shutout performance. So yeah, good performance by him.
After all of that talking at the presser, there was nothing.
Nah, it was just one sided, man. It was one
Oh
sided.
wow! I thought he was going to come with something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What didn't look like much to me. It was a shutout. There was. I know that Shakram Bakram, the one who knocked
Yeah,
out, the one who stopped into Zhu. He was on the card. He knocked out some guy, but I haven't seen it yet. But I just
yeah.
saw the results, so I do need to watch that back because he is. I am impressed by him, the Russian guy. So yeah, who's this?
4 weeks after his daughter's death. I just wow.
Yeah, that's it. Shakram guy of won 4 weeks up. What round was it? He knocked the guy out because I haven't actually watched it yet. I just saw he
No,
KO'd
neither
the
did I. I was half asleep then.
guy. Yeah. So
What did
all
Eddie Hearn say about Brian Norman? Philip Answer's saying, did you see Eddie Hearn cook Brian Norman?
No, because when I saw Eddie Hearn, he goes, "There's some guys I want to name, but I'm not gonna name them right now because this is
Yeah.
Boots John Ennis's night. So maybe Eddie said something in a post fight interview off, with an outlet. But yeah, let
Hmm.
us know in the chat what Eddie Hearn was saying. Oh no, I'm thinking of what he say?
Where's that gone?
I'm thinking of why has it gone? Melik Tutsiev. Is it him? I thought it was the Shakram guy for some reason. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't see Eddie say anything about Brian Norman per se, but it was good to see. I saw highlights of also. I believe he is Shakur Stevenson's friend. There's a guy from Newark, New Jersey,
Was it
who's.
okay? It's not his cousin. I thought it was his family, but maybe it isn't.
Oh, it
Yeah,
might be. It might be.
it might not be. I might be making that up.
But he's from Newark, New Jersey, because they had Newark on his shorts.
Hmm.
So I saw him. He stopped a guy that come up on my Instagram reels, and obviously Eddie Hearn and Shakur's having some jovial thing where they was
Mm.
very animated. I think it might be Amari Jones, to be fair. And yeah, so he that looked good from the finish I saw as I was working. So I only managed to see that one on the Instagram. Oh,
Mm.
it is Shakur's cousin. Shout out James, thank you for that. So yeah, um, what other news is there? We've got
Hold on, let me just jump in here. Stopped him in round 4, Shakram Gassiov. And
okay.
it is Shakur's cousin. Right, Emma, shout out to Emma Willis. She said, he basically said, show some balls, fight boots, instead of doing interviews.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, also, I'm sure everyone knows by now. We had the hearing on Wednesday for what was the controversial
Oh,
um,
yeah. Mm.
on the board hearing with TKV and David Adelaide being ordered for the rematch.
Hmm.
But there is no contest, no
There wouldn't
nothing.
be.
But what I want to know, I know they don't really do all that, but has the ref at least been pulled in for
I
something?
reckon he's been pulled in, but it's going to be all behind closed doors, isn't it?
But is he going to get
Look,
demoted?
when you look at it that way, they're policing themselves. They're never going to find fault, are they?
No, but is he going to be demoted because, like Ian John Lewis, and that was demoted to a non-A-star referee? This guy, surely he's got a because this ain't his first offence.
Well, we'll have to follow that up and see if he does get the same treatment that other referees have had. You
Mm,
know, um, he should have had some kind of chastisement for it because he was on a mad one that night. But we'll see what happens. But the boys are gonna go at it again. Obviously, TKV will have to have like a what was it, a 45-day ban or a 28-day ban, so he won't even be allowed to spar or anything anyway.
yeah,
So that's got
28.
to push the date back until he can start training again.
Mm,
So you
yeah.
got to take that. So what's that? What's that? Midsummer potentially.
Yeah. From what I know they was first of all, word on the canvas, obviously. Um, I heard they was going to try it first and put it on the Fabio Wardley Miller. Uh,
Too soon, ain't it? 7th of June.
yeah, said for June, but that the problem is that TKV with the 28 days that he can't spar, then so that's not gonna be long enough because that will leave him in May.
Mm,
He can't have just one month of
nah,
sparring, and then you stop sparring the week out. So really, you're only going to get 3 weeks of it
3 weeks. Yeah.
of sparring. That's not good enough. And so,
Mm,
from what I'm hearing, they're possibly looking to put it on in July for a quote unquote rumored fight being announced of Daniel Dubois versus Alexander Usyk in
We're
July
hearing the same rumours, Danny. We're hearing the same rumours.
at Wembley Stadium. So,
We're hearing the same rumours.
oh, well, there you go. So sources say. So hopefully those in the chat, you can click this up. You're hearing. I don't know if you're hearing it here first, but hey, you're hearing it here, and
I'll
that's
tell
that's
you
the
what. I'll tell you what you haven't heard yet,
let me
and
know.
I've heard from a credible source.
Hmm.
Credible. I'd say A1 info. Yeah, that Chris Eubank Jr. has kept his word, and he's been contacting fighters, getting their bank details so he can give them back the money that they spent on the camp, the ones that were supposed to be on his first fight with Conor Benn. I've heard from a credible source that he's actually backing his talk.
That's good. I like that.
Mm.
I like that. Well, Ellie Scotty's well, she's got one great signing, and she's going to get another decent,
I heard. I
decent win.
heard.
No,
It could be a rumor, but the source is quite credible. But
no,
we'll
I
have to
think
see. I'll be following that up.
no. Well, I think he would do that because he's that type of guy, in my opinion, where he's
Is
the
he
type of guy yeah, and it looks good for him to
stand up guy?
yeah to do that. Um, whilst he's training near my workplace, funny enough,
Is
um,
he?
and, and Badu Jack is training there at the gym too, and he's had to have a replacement opponent. Ryan Rosicki has pulled out injured, so the WBC champion in recess, who was the champion before Badu Jack came back,
At Cruiser, yeah. Still at
yeah,
Cruiser, yeah,
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 still a
yeah.
cruiser. Same date, May the 3rd.
Hmm.
Just the champion in recess rather than the
Okay.
mandatory challenger Ryan Rosicki. It's now the Armenian guy. Uh, his name is lost in my head. Base. Someone help me in the chat.
Yeah, I was about to say, basically.
Michaelian. Michaelian? Yeah, Michaelian. His name is something
Okay.
Michaelian, but he's Armenian, unbeaten. Um, he's not. He's the good thing for Badu Jack. Well, it's a good and bad because Badu Jack would have been preparing for a puncher, whereas Ryan Rosicki's like 20-1 with 19 knockouts, whereas this guy has about 24 wins. Yeah, that's it.
Is it
Michaelian,
McAlean? McAlean,
Noel
sorry.
Michaelian,
McAlean.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's like about 24, 25 wins, and he's not necessarily a puncher. He's only got like 12 KOs out of 27 wins, something like that.
Okay.
Uh, so he's more, yeah.
Is it more of a boxer?
Yeah. So he's going to be um less power you're dealing with, which is probably a bit beneficial for Badu Jack, who is plus 40. So
He
and
looks well though.
no, he does look well, and I've seen his workouts on the
Isn't he
bag.
down Churchill's?
Yes, down Churchill's. And speaking of Churchill's, I got word today whilst I was at the show, that Chev Clark has left Churchill's, has left Sam Mullins.
Blood fire.
Yeah, yeah. Chev,
Him lose and him gone.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago I heard he's left Sam Mullins, so he's had to find a new trainer. Who the new trainer is, I don't know.
Well, hold on a minute. Their fight's in 2 weeks.
I know.
How's that going to work?
I don't know. I
Is he that
don't know.
confident against Vidal Riley? Vidal Riley's no fool, you know.
I know. Vidal was a very good amateur in his own right. Um, but yeah, I don't know what is what's happened there. But
That's a bit close. Are you sure, or is that just alleged?
no,
Rotted.
no, because Sam Mullins was a former coach down the lane, so
Oh, was he?
we're all in very good correspondence with Sam Mullins. Sam Mullins,
Yeah, he's a nice guy, isn't he?
and Obed's a trainer down there as well with Sam Mullins.
Whose
So
brother is he? He's someone's brother,
Chris
isn't he?
Congo,
Chris Congo's brother. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, Obed Mwakongo and Chris Mwakongo, but obviously the short because the long
yeah.
name is. But yeah, they're
Chris Congo, lovely guy.
yes, and he's fighting Cooper
May the
in
10th,
yeah May the 10th. So next
Nottingham.
month. So look forward to that in bases. second city in the UK, Nottingham. I know he likes that. He's supported Leewood for many
Hmm.
years. So yeah, make sure you guys look out for that. And I like the interview you did with Chris. Guys, you really do need to check out October Red
Yeah,
Media
that
for that
was
Congo, because that in itself, if only if you wasn't at a show, that could have been a good hour sit down talk, because he was
clean.
really breaking down his
Yeah,
trials and tribulations there.
yes,
Good grief.
and I loved it. And I was like,
Mm,
oh my dad. He said he was out for nearly a year, and he was questioning, should I give this up? Do you know what I mean? And he said he had to take matters into his own hands, and with the connects, he had to connect and get himself back out there. I rate it so much because he's such a nice, honestly, he's such a phenomenal guy. So shout out to Chris Congo, and go and check out his own YouTube channel. He's got his own channel as well where they do all the behind the scenes of his training and stuff. It's raw. It is as it is. It shows obviously Jamie Takivi training, getting ready for the David Adelaide fight as well. So have a look at Chris Congo's channel. Really, really good. Um, yeah, I enjoyed that. So I could have stood there for ages, Danny, and just like kept on picking his brain and just getting more info out of him because he just kept it 100 in that, and I love that.
mm. Yeah,
It's-
as James said there, he said, yeah, great interview with Congo. He said a lot without saying a lot.
he said so much.
Yeah, because he was ready to go in, but obviously
We
um
spoke off camera, innit?
yeah, but you push for time because you're at you're at an
Yeah,
event.
and he was getting ready for his homie, so
Yeah, so you push for time, but yeah, that would be a
mm.
very good one to do an extended version with him on, because I actually really enjoyed that.
Get him on,
I need some of that.
get him on your neutral corner.
Yeah, he was actually my first guest on the Neutral Corner.
We'll
He was
get him back on
Yeah, I do,
because a
because
lot's changed.
that was 3 years ago, so a lot
Come
has
on,
changed.
man.
So yeah, I definitely do need to get him back on the Neutral Corner. So look out for that soon. And great work he's doing with Disturbing Sports. Disturbing
Yeah.
Sports are doing great things. I know they was with Travis and KG as well, and then with other people in the industry like Jesse Brandon and things like that. So yeah, very good look. Um,
But Chev, I've got to go back to Chev.
Yeah, Tony
I
saying,
don't.
"Oh, there's loads of trainers he could choose from." What
It doesn't matter.
in
It's
short
late in the
notice?
day, man. Of
Yeah,
course, there's loads of trainers, but he's been with him since he turned over pro, hasn't he?
yeah, Sam. Yeah, he's been with him from his debut. Yeah, you could. There's always a load of trainers. I could train him, but what is that? What's that? What am I
No,
going to do
yeah,
for him?
that's risky.
Come
That's
on.
risky.
Yeah, I don't even. He hasn't even announced who this trainer is. So who knows? This could be one of them little Reggie
He's
deals.
definitely left. Definitely.
From what I've heard, he's definitely left.
Well, you know what? He obviously had a good reason in his mind because you don't walk away from a trainer when you've got a potentially really significant fight um, coming up. Could you not just grin it, just grit your teeth and just bite down on your gum shield for a couple of weeks and then dip? I don't know. So that must be kind of serious to leave that late. But I'll
Yeah.
catch up with him. I'll speak to him. He's lovely as well. Chev is lovely. So I'll catch up with him and hopefully, I don't know, see if he can give me a straight answer because he likes to beat around the bush with his answers as well.
Yeah, he's very what do you call it?
KG.
Evasive. Evasive, I'd
Mm.
say. Yeah, I've tried to get him. He is an evasive character, but even with the last opponent, that Leonardo Esquelo, the French
Monsieur,
Dominican.
Monsieur Francais.
Well, he's Dominican. He's bases boy. Um, that
Oh, he's
was a
Dominican.
Yeah, he's born in Dominican Republic. So that last opponent is one of them ones where I don't think people really did their homework. Whoever was the matchmaker, because that guy was a very very tough guy to.
Mm.
Trevor's been put in through the ringer a bit. He's been in a lot of tough fights, quite early on. But as he is an Olympian, I guess he is fast track. But there's a lot of other Olympians who haven't been fast tracked as quickly. But even with this Vidal Riley fight, it's a very in my opinion, is a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I think Chev is the more proven. entity as he's been through the tests and stuff like that, whereas Vidal hasn't quite yet. But this is Vidal's step up. Uh, this is his big
Yeah.
step up. This could be his coming out party.
Got
So
mad love for Vidal. Mad love.
okay, I haven't really spoken
Listen,
stuff, but I know he's very good friends with Craig.
he's an awesome guy, and I'll tell you why he's awesome. And this is selfish of me, and I'm sorry, but sometimes I have to be selfish. When I first started out doing my YouTube things, he shared my conversation with him on his channel and gave me quite a few subscribers. And he said, go and subscribe to her channel. He goes, I started off with one subscriber. I've done this YouTube thing, blah, blah, this and that. And he's always like supported my stuff. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, Vidal Riley, awesome guy. And obviously, he's Jamaican too.
Yeah, yeah, because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure
Like
because
the Jamaican unity.
listen, everyone else does it. If when it's Mexican fighters,
Yeah, you're
they
right.
all, they all band together. The
We've got the
Mexican,
Jamaicans together. Yeah.
yeah, everyone else does it. The Irish, if it's an Irish fighter with his UFC
True.
boxing, everyone.
Shout out the Jam Down Massive.
Yeah, shout out everyone when they're supporting, the home team.
Mm.
Josh Taylor, Scottish people, yeah, that's great. Love it. When it's Manny Pacquiao, Philippines, Amir Khan, South Asians, Pakistan,
What's
Russians.
he on about? Mad love. The way October said that, not sure the Midnight Train will appreciate. Listen, October Red and the Midnight Train, we've parted ways. I keep telling people this. We've had our separation now.
Yeah, but listen, I wouldn't say it there. Vidal Riley is from the wrong continent. October prefers the motherland, I would say. Yeah,
Don't tell everybody.
no,
Anywhere in particular? No.
no, just the motherland. But yeah, no, I look forward to that
Congo.
fight.
That's that.
Also, there was some clapback. Well, I don't know what day it is these
I
days.
can't even share it. I was supposed to save it. You're on about
Oscar.
Oscar went in.
Yeah.
Oscar
Oh,
went in.
yeah.
But what he was saying, was he telling lies? Nope.
He never is really, is he?
Nope.
As mad as people say he is, and they think he's on, in some kind of stuff. Sometimes maybe you do need that for it to come out, because if you don't say it, you're gonna be too nervous. But I guess when you have a little tipple, then the spirit take you away, and you start saying.
Sorry, James says he's from the motherland, so I've got to give him some special love now.
Look at his mad dog whistling. Funny lad. But yeah, he was going in.
Yeah, he did. Top rank. He was like, so who's Top Rank going to broadcast with now?
From what? Well,
We've
from
got
what?
Sky Sports still.
Yeah, but
All right, in America, who are they going to broadcast with?
well, I don't know. They're gonna try. I thought they was gonna try and come to the zone,
Well, maybe they still might.
because they have the zone out there.
Yeah, true. Because obviously Oscar was saying that he broadcasts on DAZN.
Yeah,
He says I'm on the best broadcaster out there, DAZN.
but he doesn't have enough shows.
Wah. You know what
He
he's
don't
like.
yeah, he doesn't have enough shows, so Top Rank could come in.
Yeah. It was a bit of a mad one. Evening, Ricky.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, but it was interesting. And then he went for Dana White's neck as well, didn't he?
yeah.
Saying that you tried to get into boxing before, it flopped. Good luck with that, because you're not going to be able to do it. Basically, that's what he said.
Yeah, so because they have Oscar has previous history with Dana, so that's why he's got that sort of bee in his bonnet with him. So that will be an interesting unfold. What else? Other news? There was something else. I was meant to touch on.
Why are you thinking of that? Shout out to Oscar Bevis on the Stomping Ground. He always does a really good interview, and he did one with Fraser Clark that made me chuckle. If you go into it, I think maybe it's about eight minutes in, where Oscar provokes him and asks him about David Adelaide. I think Fraser Clark is itching. I think he basically said he wants the winner of that. He's going to have Tete, and then he wants to go straight back in for the British again. That's what he wants. And he wants either Jamie Takivi or he wants David Adelaide. He said he'd fight either of them, but he salivates at the David Adelaide fight because he said, he'd enjoy it more because it's personal to him. So what I like about David is he is making the heavyweight division, this young crop, he's making it more interesting
Mm-hmm.
because people just want to see him get beat, or there's fighters that want to go at him. And he's creating this almost like this villainous character all by himself. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant for the division. Say what you want. He's doing bits for the heavyweights because he does his talking. I get it. People are, oh, yeah, you mouth it. So what? It
Yeah.
sells the fights. It brings people. It brings people there. It brings the audience there. And I think it's good because even when he's not, if you're talking about someone and they're not even in the room, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, and he's got a character like, for instance,
Mm.
well, you have to admit David Adelaide for this new crop. If you was to pick one and say who out of all these guys would you say it has the potential to be pay-per-view, it would be him because he has,
Personality's got to be
yeah,
him.
because he has the personality to sell.
Yeah,
He has that engaging character.
yeah.
He poses. He thinks a lot of himself. He talks. He gets aggressive with people. He's on it, and he doesn't. He's not in boring fights.
Nah, he's
He tries to bring the heat. He brings the entertainment. So
not.
yeah,
Mm.
he
And
has.
he's knocking people out, isn't he?
Yes, and that's what people
Simple.
want to see. And he's bringing the that thuggery. So that is pay per view qualities. You have to say it. That was it. What I was meant to say.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
I was about to
yeah,
say big up Jamie Takivi though, because that's my guy.
yeah, that's my guy. Big up Jamie Takivi. He was winning that, and but yeah, it's good that David Adelaide's going straight back in as well.
Yeah,
But
and I look forward to it because Jamie Takivi was outboxing him.
yeah, yeah, real talk. In other news, um, Eddie Hearn has revealed that some matchups for the 5 vs 5 list on the new 5 vs 5. There's some potential fights going on. I know the first one I saw being spoken about was Edgar Berlanga versus
Yep.
Hamza Shiraz, who is rumored to be potentially on it.
Interesting.
Because remember, Hamza's gone up.
He has, hasn't he? I wonder how
Yeah.
he's going to cope with that.
Mm,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. Other ones potentially rumored: Jack Catterall versus Josh Taylor free.
I like that.
Yep. Um, Callum Smith versus Anthony Yard potentially.
Callum Smith versus Anthony Yard.
Yeah, potentially. But I know they're currently Eddie's in a talks to try and get Callum Smith a shot at David Benavidez, which would probably make more more sense if you're Callum
Yeah.
Smith. You probably want that one more, I
Yeah, because
imagine.
Benavides ain't getting anyone else at the moment, is he?
No, so it's either that or they make Smith and Yard fight in the 5 vs 5, and then the winner of that gets
Goes on to.
Benavidez. But do you really want to win? Because Yard's already got a fight in a couple of weeks anyway. Does Callum wait for him? Nah, I think Callum probably goes into the Benavidez fight. But there's Joe Cordina versus Sam Noakes.
Okay. Well, we need Cordina back because what's he doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I just see him training with his friend in Wales.
But he's down. He's also down the Ben Davison's gym, isn't he?
Yeah, he's down the Ben Davison gym with Barry Smith.
Yeah, he's with Baza.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Barry Smith. Actually, we forgot to give him an honourable mention. That is what you call a proper coach. The way he came out firing
Yep.
about the disservice and
Yep.
injustice to the fighter, he was on
And he
volts.
called it out in front of people's faces as well.
Yeah, and he was onto the ref. He was onto people.
He was
So
on
yeah,
to everyone.
yeah. Shout out to
I
Barry
was
Smith.
there.
Oh, you? Oh,
He
you
was
were.
letting it rip.
Mm,
Everyone was getting it.
yeah. So and then there's Reese Bellotti versus Garner.
Who?
Uh, Ghana. I'm trying to remember who is Ghana. But I know Reese Bellotti.
Ryan Garner.
It might be Ryan Garner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Moses Ituama versus Justice Hooney, and
I think Moses does that, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think Hooney has. I don't think he's got enough power.
I like Hooney, but I favour Moses. I just
Yeah.
favour him. I'm not saying that it's not possible that Hooney can do it, because he can, but I
Mm.
favour Moses. Hopefully I'll get some content with young Moses soon. I was chatting to him the other day.
How
So
was it?
shout him out as well. He said that somebody close to him watched my conversation with Joshua Boatsi and said, you know what, you need to jump on her channel. She does good work. So shout out to young Moses.
Yeah, no. Shout out to him. Dana Jones says October registered read Harry Potter to my American A. She has such a pleasant voice.
Thank you. I'm usually
And then,
getting slated for my voice, so thank you very much. He wants me to read it to his American ass.
yes, yes.
I'd rather not face your ass reading Harry Potter, but I get what you're saying.
No, but when they say it, they just
I
mean
know,
my American self. But
I
they,
know,
yeah.
I
And
know.
then also
Just
Matchroom
trying to lighten the mood.
Matchroom and PBC are in discussions to make either Benavides versus Callum Smith,
I
Alberto
like.
Puello versus Dalton Smith.
Yeah, that's been on the cards. That's been on the cards for a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
And Mark Magasayo versus Rocky Hernandez.
Okay. I don't know who Mark is, but I know Rocky
Mark
Hernandez is.
Magasayo, he's he's down at them. He's down at them like them. Is it banter me
Okay, that's probably
fly?
what. I'm a bit
Yeah,
rubbish. The lower we go, the lesser my
yeah,
knowledge
fly type. I
is.
think he's like fly, super fly. Um, yeah, he's Filipino. Kind of a blockhead.
Okay.
Yeah, strong guy. Um, yeah, so we got that in the works potentially. Some of these fights. I
Mm.
heard. Well, I saw. We might as well talk about the elephant in the room. I
Who's
saw
that then?
I saw a video pop up. I saw a video pop up on my timeline, man. Obviously, I knew anyway. We all knew, but let's just get to it now.
Oh,
I'm seeing
no, no.
bad work going on.
Tease me, Danny. Tease me.
I'm
Just
seeing
drip
I'm
feed me. Don't tell me what it is. Tease me. I like this game.
I seeing pad work going on. I'm seeing man really smiling, excited when they're doing the pad work.
But that's kind of like what everybody can.
Nah, I'm seeing like because I saw this little Fassi brother at the GBM Sports Show um on the Friday a week or so ago,
Oh, I know where you're going.
and then I see him on the pads with man. I'm like,
With
oh,
man.
so I see Willie Hutchinson. He's now
Yeah.
training. Well, they've come out the closet now. They've revealed it. We all knew, but Willie Hutchinson being trained by Shane McGuigan.
Mm.
Um, word on the canvas is he's looking to fight in the 5 vs 5
Who?
uh, in July. Willie Hutchinson.
Yeah, but who's he going to fight?
I don't know. That one. He's been
Run it back
talking.
with Craig then,
Yeah, yeah,
just for bants.
yeah. He's been talking with somebody, um, saying that he's meant to be fighting in July or something like that, and possibly the 5 vs 5. So yeah, I'll run it back with Craig.
It's
That'd be a good. It's a good story.
it is a good story, and it's difficult because obviously, I think Shane's a phenomenal trainer. Do you know what I mean? But I've known Craig for a long time, like long
Mm.
time in the boxing, as it were. And when he went back to, I just saw that he's like back in the matchroom gym. But I saw that he must have did an interview with somebody. I can't remember who it was. No, sorry. What am I talking about? He was on the Undefeated podcast. He was on the live, and he just like basically just laid it all out on the line, that like just saying that they switched up on him, and he just left because he felt obviously he had to, because he's in the gym. And it's boxing is tough, man, because you've left one gym to go in and settle into another one. And okay, you're settling in, you're bedding in, you're finding your feet, you're learning your way around because it's a new environment. And then and then your coach brings in your up. So how are you supposed to feel comfortable there? And this is just me from like a personal opinion. Business is business, and at the end of the day, the trainers are there. It's a business. They want to get paid. And I'd love to speak to Shane about this when I see him. I'd love to ask him, these questions, how this happened. And then, Craig's like, what? And then obviously he goes back. But the beauty of this is he went back to the Sims, and he did a beautiful job on McCrory.
Yeah,
And I saw a different animal in him. And I was happy that I saw that animal. So even though it's a bit of a get your violins out in the midst of it, it's still a really nice end to it, because he's back home and he's performing. Because it makes me think, if he was with Sims, would he have lost the 5v5?
I don't believe so.
You don't know now, do you?
Yeah, it's all speculation, but
It's all
I don't believe.
speculation.
Yeah, I don't believe he would have, but who knows? Um, but yeah, so they're working together now. We've got next week Sunday in your city. We've got Liam Cameron versus Ben Whitaker. The
Did you
rematch.
watch Gloves Are Off?
Sorry,
Did you watch the Gloves Are Off?
I haven't watched it. It keeps coming up
Watch it,
in my thing, but I've seen them
Yeah,
talk together quite a few times. So, but maybe I need to watch this one as well.
watch it.
Um, the drama is it 12 rounds? Is it 10 rounds? It's now 10 rounds, but I believe that they've had to fork out some cash to
Compo.
Liam Cameron as compensation, which
Mm.
Frank Warren kept always pushing, saying, "Well, as far as I know, it's 12 rounds. If I'm at 10, they're gonna have to
Yeah.
buy." So they've
Frank
obviously,
on Talk Sport.
yeah, so they've obviously had to pay. So well done, Liam Cameron. He's getting extra more money. That's why you gotta
Mm.
love Frank Warren. He'll get a man. He'll get you paid.
Listen, he'll get you your peas.
People don't realize Frank's from the roads. Like Frank is from the
But
streets.
he is though, isn't he?
No,
He
he
is
is.
like
He is.
well, originally,
He's from the
but
roads. You know what I mean?
yeah,
His cousin's Lenny McLean. You know what I mean? He's from
proper
the
East Ender.
yeah. So yeah, and we've got a 10 round fight. How this fight goes? It's going to be interesting. I've seen Ben Whitaker on the bag. He's now trained by Andy Lee.
I like that matchup.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Kronk,
really
isn't it?
yeah. But it's so this fight is really it is inconclusive because of what happened. It
Mm.
turned in one way, but we don't know. Was it the wrong tactics?
I
But
don't think he was himself. I've said this. I said it on Twitter at the time. I said he's not boxing how he usually boxes. And
mm,
I've said that to Liam when I spoke to him, because I said, "Are you saying that you made him box that way, or he just wasn't boxing how he usually boxes?" And Liam was saying, "I dragged him into my type of fight," and I just thought he just wasn't. He just wasn't himself. If he boxes long, we know what he can do when he boxes long, but he's
mm,
gone to the aggressive crunk style like he was with Sugar in the beginning. So I'm interested. I am interested. He's locked himself away. He's not been on socials. You've not really seen him. And he's going to have, people are moaning about saying that he's arrogant now. What's he going to be like when he gets the W? Or if he gets the W, because it's inconclusive. We don't know what's going to happen. But if you think that if people are going around saying that he's arrogant now, you best just turn off your socials, because he's going to be even worse.
yeah, yeah. I can't. I'm really looking forward to it. Um, in other news, what other news is there? Well, we've seen, as we were talking about earlier,
Mm.
that the WBC stripped. Well, not stripped. They Dimitri Bivol relinquished the WBC title. David Benavidez, my nephew, is now the WBC champion. Yes, and I ain't gonna start screaming rooftops because it's email champ. Yeah,
Emailed, yeah.
emailed me, me and me and someone was arguing because they're going on like like when I said, for instance, and you guys you can let us know in the chat. I said, for
Mm,
instance, Daniel Dubois when he got emailed, he weren't considered a world champion in my eyes or anybody's eyes that I know
mm,
of
mm,
until he beat AJ. Hence, he was even talking about I've got to go to the lion's den and slay the dragon and slay the king, because he saw AJ as still the king and he hadn't necessarily proved himself as a world champion, even though he'd been
yeah.
emailed the belt, beating
Yep.
Bergovich for the interim. But after that fight, he wasn't the world champion.
Mm.
Alexander Usyk said, "I will gift you guys my belt
Oh,
to
like
fight
my
with."
sons.
I know,
He
chief.
was rude.
Yeah, proper chieftain because he's
He was
beaten Lopez.
rude. Anyone that didn't see that as a disrespect is off their head, because he literally says, "There you go, my sons. You may have my belt." Mugged off.
Yeah, very cheeky. So until he beat, that was really for the vacant title, and Daniel Dubois won the fight. So now everyone can say, "Yeah, all right, you're world champion." And so Benavidez, until he fights somebody, preferably someone of the level of Callum Smith, who is a former world champion, because why I like this fight is they really should have fought each other down at super middle, but
Hmm.
now they're both at light heavy. They're both big guys, so maybe we could get an even better fight between both of them at this weight. So
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
email champ for now. And I know some people are gonna go, oh, they think I'm gonna call Bivol ducking and all that. They think I'm gonna do all that nonsense. No, it's not ducking. You can't duck. You can't duck a monster to go in with the beast for the third time. Yeah,
yeah.
you can't duck Benavides to go in with Beterbiev for the third time. Like it's.
Well, is it insane that people are thinking that? That was obviously a power move. It's not.
I think his hand was forced.
Yes, you do as you're told.
Yeah,
Simple, and it's obvious, because imagine Beterbiev practically had all the belts. Practically, not all of them, but
no, he did.
almost.
He did.
When Beterbiev goes back in with Bivol, he ain't getting to get all the belts back, is he? If he wins,
No,
he's lost one.
yeah, but Beterbiev did have all the belts.
Not
Remember?
yeah. I mean yeah, but I mean like if he goes back in there now, he's not going to have all of them.
No.
And to me, that's upsetting, because a champion is about his belts. The belts are important, aren't they? Well, you'd think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
He was
But
undisputed,
yep, and he
and
wants to be.
now he's not going to be. He's not. It's not. It's unification. It's not undisputed, is it?
Yeah.
That would hurt my feelings.
If you're, but you know what? You see, with guys like them, I don't think they've got that ego where it matters so much. I think their thing is like the honourable two Russian man. We're fighting
Yeah,
it out, and that's why Bivol's also I feel has given the rematch, because if Beterbee's giving you the rematch, and
yeah.
obviously Bivol said, I always looked up to you. Da, 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 da.
Oh,
The
that
honourable
broke my
thing is,
heart. That did.
the honourable thing, we've got to settle this. We can't sail off in the sunset and scream, "Oh, we won a piece." Come on, we got to settle this.
But they're
So
gonna. But I'd be pissed about the belts. I know what you're saying. It's like, yeah, but Beterbiev had all of the belts. He was undisputed. He took it off Bivol the first time round, and
mm,
now he's not going to be fighting for all of them. That's just the way I see it, you
that's
know.
what I
But
see.
I see champions as, when they've got their arms out and you can see every single belt across their arms, and it's that glory because they've beaten everybody to get all of those belts, and then because of political reasons or whatever, one of them belts has been given, not earned, but given to somebody else. I'd
Mm,
be crying.
yeah, but
That's just the way I think.
no, but they have beaten everybody else, and so that's why this
But the
fight.
belt's not there.
I know, but the fact is, Beterbiev's been undisputed. Bivol's been undisputed. I know Beterbiev wants to be better beef. Sorry, wants to be 2-time undisputed.
Yes, but he's
But
not going to be now.
I know. But anyone in their right mind of minds knows whoever
Yeah.
wins this is the man. Like Benavidez.
Yeah.
Benavidez cannot scream. Like he's paper. He's paper champ. Email champ.
He is, but I want my belt, man.
Well,
He
yeah.
was like when Usyk sort of like dropped the IBF and went back in against Fury.
Mm.
It's,
But
it's, there's one belt missing, man.
either way, even though this one won't be for undisputed, Benavidez is going to have to see the winner because you can't run around doing these weird defenses in everyone's
Mm.
opinions when you ain't fought the guys who everyone knows is either one of these two. You got to fight one of these two, man.
I think Beterbiev will retire.
You think so? If he wins
Whatever
it,
the result, I think he'll hand this torch over to his son and say, "Run it."
probably, probably. James,
He says,
October's not having it. Yeah, but that's how. Yeah, that's how October. Everyone, remember, everyone's different. And
"Yeah, we
and
are."
to be fair, if I was a fighter, I would be.
I'd
Because that
want the
green one,
belts.
especially
Imagine taking that belt out your cabinet and
no,
then
but the
just
green
giving
one as
it to
well.
someone.
The green one hurts. The red one, all right, but the green one,
Green and gold, man.
yeah, the green one. You're taking the green one. That one hurts because normally it's the red one that it's
It's the
normally
IBF.
stripping. Yeah, they're the one normally stripping.
Mhm.
And Michael Eifert was first in line, really. So it is a bit weird how they forced Beefel's hammer at WBC when he weren't even Benavidez weren't the first to even be called up. Eifert was really meant to be because he's been mandatory for ages now when he beat Jean Pascal. So yeah,
Mm.
it's all a bit weird. What's going on? But I think that Mauricio Suleiman has done some kind of layup thing. I know people
Mm.
saying Benavidez is, based on Jules from Ring IQ. Shout out Ring IQ and Base the Kid. They've got a little gripe, not even a little gripe, a big gripe with David Benavidez and PBC fighters in general.
Mhm.
But David wants to smoke. He wants to fight the fighters, but
But yeah. He's put Instagram posts up begging for fights. You know what I mean? He's about that.
he's about that. Whether you think Sam Lukowicz is, he does move a bit flaky, that Sam, but that's his manager at the end of the day. He's a bit flaky, but we know, that if you think about it, the last 3 fights base, you thought that Benavidez was going to lose all 3 of those last 3 fights. You thought that Morel was going to beat him, just like
I thought
Marshall.
Morale was going to beat him.
Yeah, 3 you thought he was going to beat him. He's done him in. Alexander Vosnik, people was thinking he
Mm.
was going to beat him. He dealt with him.
Really aggressive, man.
Yeah, Starter thought that Demetrius Andrade was going to beat Benavidez.
Mm.
He knocked him out. So he's fighting for the fight, but you cannot claim to be a proper world champion by beating David Morrell in an interim unification fight. So he needs to fight the winner. And
Yeah, he's not ducking. I'm not having a duck talk.
no, there ain't no duck
My
talk.
gripe is
There's
losing
no duck.
a belt.
Yeah, there's no duck. It's just politics.
Mm.
Politics, as I say, it's politics going on. So it's just unfortunate. But I look forward to the trilogy, which is set for October. I've been told.
Is it?
Yes.
What's Emma saying? Emma's saying the WBC are just doing everything they can to give the belt to an American. Oh, because that's never happened before, has it, Emma? How long did Deontay Wilder have that belt for?
Oh, quite a few years, but at least 5 years.
Mm.
Oh, news in from
Go on.
like Coppinger.
Is
Big
it
baby.
official? Is that an official account though? Because I know you and your Bonduli accounts, and then you.
No. This is from Ring Magazine and Mike Coppinger.
Oh, all right then. Go on then.
It's a Big Baby Miller to have portions of his fight purse withheld after the
Not
kickoff
Salita.
press conference.
Oh, that's all
Uh,
right.
no, he's not with Dimitri Salita. He's with what's his name?
Gold Star.
Yeah, Spencer Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, the British Boxing Board of Control have held a portion of his fight purse for his up-and-coming bout with Fabio Wardley due to his behaviour at the kickoff press conference per email obtained by the Ring magazine. So, yeah, that was a bit mad. He was looking for a reason to try and start a fight out there. that was on Monday in
Yeah,
Portman
down
Road.
in
I was there, yeah,
yeah.
up in Ipswich, and he was thinking because he was saying he thinks Fabio Wardley made a song about him, but it was a song that was played in an arena, but it was an AI computer one because they even made some kind of dub plate for Frank
Yeah, they had
Warren.
dub plates playing at Manchester the other day.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm
It's all
saying.
pure dub plates playing up there.
Yeah, so he's saying because they was playing the some AI dub plate.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't even a dub plate that one. It was some drilled kind of thing saying "Big Baby Miller," like cussing him or whatever. He's thinking it's Fabio really who's rapping. Fabio don't rap. I know Fabio's got
Okay.
cousins who are in Hectic Squad back in the day when they had that tune back on Channel U. What do you know about Ips? I don't know if you remember that song, guys.
No,
But
but I remember Channel U, but I might have turned it off when it got to that song.
yeah, it's a decent
Birmingham
little
full of
tune.
real drillers, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, here we go. Them tractor boys could be, they get busy, you know. But yeah, so um
Yeah, don't mess with us country folk.
yeah, but yeah, so it kicked off there. Obviously, Fabio's shouting back and stuff, pushing a shove, and the stage was small as well. But I'm glad Gold Star had their security because if they had
If
SAUK,
there's yeah.
with SAUK, they would not have been able to hold him.
Mm-mm.
Or if it was what's that one man security? The other
No,
one.
they're all right. The man security ones are. They usually do Frank Warren shows anyway.
Yeah, but they things always keep kicking off there. People get hurt in them shows, man.
Really?
Yeah, quite a few Frank Warren shows. But then there's another firm now. I forgot what their name is. They wear the blue kind of attire. But anyways, I'm glad that them Gold Star man were there because they need some heavy
The
duty
big
brothers.
boys.
Yeah, they need some heavy duty brothers because Big Baby Miller, he's a big dude, man.
Yeah,
Big
he is.
dude.
Saw him on the weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously he was at the fight. Him and Dillian, were there as well.
Yeah.
Dillian's hopefully Dillian said that there's gonna be some fight news with him soon.
Yes, I've heard that
Oh,
there's
what have you heard, Danny?
some fight in June. Well, I remember I was talking to Michael Magic on
The
Monday.
lovely Michael Magic Hands.
Yes, I was talking to
I
Michael
wonder if
Magic.
he's really got magical hands.
I don't know. I just call him Michael Magic. I don't deal with that,
Okay.
that last part. But big up Michael Magic. He said that Dillian should be out in June. I don't. He didn't mention an opponent. I should have actually pressed him for an answer on that, but I didn't. But from what we have been seeing lately, what was it yesterday? Man like Lawrence. Yes, yes.
Lawrence has called him out. I've tried to get Lawrence to come on the channel. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
Lawrence, you're there running around doing all these, interviews everywhere else. When are you coming on my channel? And he says,
yeah,
whenever you're ready. And I says, come now then. And then he aired me.
yeah. So he's calling out Dylan. Um,
He's been going on reckless with his posts. Reckless.
Absolute mental. His last one where
Oh my god, the birthday one for
yeah,
Dillian. But
disrespect.
Dillian commented,
Yeah, I
he goes,
know.
I'm proud of you, son, or something.
Yeah, no, yeah,
You
yeah,
put,
yeah. Well done. You're getting better at this son or something like that.
but
So,
Dillian's fans come for Lawrence in the thing.
oh, did they?
Yeah, they were saying at least he's in exciting fights, blah blah, this and that. That yeah, they were giving it to Lawrence back in the something. I tell you what, Dillian's got some fans behind him.
Yeah, no. He's had a lot of big nights,
He
Dillian,
has,
over the
he
years.
has,
You know, he's the
and he's
only.
never in a boring fight either.
No, no. He puts it all on the line each and every time. So shout out to Dillian.
Shout
Um,
out to Dillian.
yeah. So yeah.
You South guys are really nice.
Oh, thank you.
I
Are we your
mean, I
favourites?
wasn't really into geography, but I've realised now most of the fighters that I really get on with are from South.
Oh, love that. So we're your favourites.
You might be. You
Mm,
might just be.
okay.
But big up Jamie Takivi because he's Tottenham, he's North.
Yes.
But I think it's South. I think as soon as you
Come,
get that S postcode, I'm there.
come on. You know what it is. South side. You know what it
South
is.
side.
So Yeah. So interesting times indeed. Um,
Well, we've got. I was just about to say the one last thing that I wanted to touch on is I don't know why, but Chris Eubank Jr. decided to put up a picture of his blistered feet.
oh my God, yeah. See, we got to talk about this. What did I say before? Do you remember a few like lives ago? I said, "What's up with light skin
Ah,
on their feet? What's up with the light skin
yeah,
feet?
you have,
Yeah, all these
you,
light skin brothers
I,
and their feet,
bro.
man.
I
Why?
can't speak for the man then, but as a woman, I like to look after my feet. I don't know what's going on with the geezers.
No, but these light skin man, why they keep showing their feet every minute, man?
I don't know. I can't answer that. It's not something that I can even relate to. I don't know. Because I just flicked on Twitter or X and I just looked at the bottom. All I'm seeing is the bottom of his foot.
Yeah, with pure blisters. But I'm like,
And
why?
I get it. I get blisters from my boxing boots sometimes. It
Mm.
happens. Just go and get your feet manicured. But you know what? Whatever.
Right, we've got some South people up in here. We've got Brock
Oh,
in the
see the
building.
South. Love you, South.
We've got
Love you,
Soul
South.
Boy up in here. We've got
Guys. Love the
someone else.
South, guys.
Come on, you're proper pitching. Um, yeah, but yeah, the light skin
Never
feet
been to
again.
Broccoli. Broccoli. Never been
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's next to Lewisham.
Oh, I've
Um,
been to Lewisham,
yeah. So yeah, you
Brixton,
guys, yeah,
Vauxhall,
yeah,
Elephant and
Southwest,
Castle,
Southeast, yeah. A lot of
Croydon.
Latinos there. Croydon is it's London, but really it's Surrey. But it's like Croydon is like Solihull
No, it's
for
not.
you. For you,
Oh, you mean geographically? Yeah.
geographically, yes, geographically, it's like Solihull.
Well,
Um,
Tony, you must have the feet of concrete because I get blisters. So everyone's feet's different, Tony. Tony said, "Well, I've never had blisters in 50 years of boxing." Well
I,
done,
I
you.
I haven't had blisters to
Well,
go.
you and your hard back foot. I haven't got hard back foot, so I get blisters.
See, this is why the stereotypes come out about Saf because you're getting blisters. The light skinned feet keep getting bunions, toes, blisters.
Bunions? Nah,
No, not bunions. What's the thing?
you see no
The
bunions
David
and no
Hayting.
corns on my feet.
No, the David Hayting. The little injuries. But Eubank Junior.
How did we get here?
I don't even know, but big up Eubank Junior because he's a real brother. I like him. He's cool, but please allow us with these feats, man. You guys need to stop doing this because otherwise I'm gonna have to get what's his name? What's his name to make another video? YB.
Oh, bless. He's crazy. He is crazy. Shout out YB man and his madness.
Yeah.
Just yeah. But Danny, I think we're just gonna have to call it a night.
Yes, we are.
We're not. I'm not going to be here next week because hopefully, all being well, I'll be in Birmingham, supporting Tyler Denny
Hmm.
as well. Obviously, Fraser Clark's out. We've got Cameron and Ben Whittaker going at it again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But Saturday night, I should be in London. Your call. I've been promised like a one fight segment, I think it is, on commentary. So I'll be at your call. I think it's Warren Boxing Management, and it's their card that is, yeah, on Saturday night. So I'll be there. So I should have some content coming in from all directions. And also, it's Matchroom Show this week as well. Dalton Smith headlining. I'm going to see if I can get to any of the events this week for that because I want to try and cover all three events. So we're looking at Sheffield, London, and Birmingham. Yeah, should be a busy week.
Yeah. And let's listen. Congratulations on getting your segment. Make sure
See if
everyone
it happens, it could flop.
listens. As Chris Congo says, say it
He did.
and
He put
it's
me in
gonna
my
happen.
place as well. He
Yeah,
did.
I like the way he did that.
He
So
put
yeah,
me in my place.
you
He was
got
like, nah, 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 nah.
you got to
I
speak the
was like,
positivity
okay.
into the atmosphere. So it's gonna happen.
Mm.
So we'll be looking forward to seeing your commentary segment on the TV. So yeah,
So joining in the Box Nation live chat on Saturday night to show some support. Do you know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can, I listen. I should be, but I don't know. But please show up in the Box Nation chat, and if you hear me on comms, show some support. I'd appreciate it because you never know. If they like me, they might bring me back again.
As Star Fox says, watch out, Tony Bellew.
What are you trying to say? I'm biased.
No, he's
Me
saying that
biased?
you can know you could take his slot.
I ain't taking no one slot. I've already had certain
No,
people try to say I'm running after their job. Bro,
yeah.
I don't want your job. I want my own.
But no, on that note, yeah, big ups. And yeah, so we probably won't be doing next week because the
Nah.
show is Sunday, so we can't really cover and we haven't really got all the whole week yet. So we might try Monday, but then it's a bank holiday
Nah,
Monday.
because it's Monday Night Smoke as well. I'm not clashing with the
Yeah,
bros.
yeah. So we're gonna have to skip next week, but we'll be back the
We'll
following
do a
week.
double. We'll do a double session
Yeah, we'll be back the following week. Hopefully by then, actually,
after the
then
Ben fight.
base might be back the following week because right now base is on annual leave. You see, over here we give him annual leave. I know he was
We
crying.
do.
He was crying for annual
We,
leave. You know,
we do. We're fair.
undefeated, but we're fair. See, base. So he's on
We're
annual
a
leave.
team.
Yes. So we you know, me and October we're covering Maestro. We're not sure where he is, but we're.
Maestro's chilling at home and he got back late, so he said he's
Um,
gonna have to miss today and it. So
oh yeah, he was at the Boots fight. So yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's what I'm saying. He was there, so
yeah. So hopefully he's got some content. So look out for that on Maestro A channel. You should have some interviews up there.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
out this week from content from October. She's going to be at the press conferences up and down the country, London to Sheffield to Birmingham. So yeah, and there you have it. It's
Looking
Danny
forward to London though.
Glover. It's Danny Glover. It's October Red. You know what? It's Fight Talk Live. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know what it is. Oh, man.